Hello BigChange community, it's Jonathan here, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Lizzie, one of our fantastic customer success managers here at BigChange. Lizzie and the rest of the CS team are the heartbeat of our operations, ensuring that every customer squeezes every ounce of value from our system. Today we dive deep into the world of customer success, we learn about Lizzie's passion and understand the true value the CS team brings to our customers. So grab a brew, get comfy, and let's get started. Lizzie, thank you very much for joining me. To kick things off, could you give us a brief overview as to what a customer success manager does here at BigChange?
Yeah, so a CS manager's role is basically to help ensure that a customer continues to experience value from BigChange. So we'll work with a customer as soon as they've left onboarding until their renewal, and then hopefully after their renewal, to develop the system as their company develops. So they might start off just scheduling, but then as they develop and grow, they'll start to invoicing. So that's kind of our role to help them do that.
Okay, could you perhaps share a memorable story when you felt the CS team truly made a difference for one of our customers?
Yes, so I've got a customer, when they first left onboarding, they had a great onboarding experience, but they still were struggling. They hadn't used a system before, so it was all really new to them. They didn't understand the terminology, things like that. So we worked really closely together to try and get them really comfortable using the system. Their ultimate goal was to use the end-to-end of BigChange, so to quote, schedule, do the job, and then invoice it. And when they came out of onboarding, they were able to schedule, and that was pretty much it, but they still were struggling. So we've worked really closely to get them to the point where they can use it end-to-end, and now they're seeing so much more value out of the system from it.
So presumably, Lizzie, that's a story that repeats itself time and time again with all of your customers.
Definitely, you see it all the time with customers. They start off, they're unsure, and then you work with them and they get really confident, and then it's like they're an expert themselves. They could probably teach other customers how to do it.
That's great. And one of the things that I've noticed that the CS team do particularly well is work with other teams. How do we ensure that any handoffs between the teams internally are seamless so that the customer gets the best BigChange experience?
We work closely with loads of teams, but probably the most we work with is road crew and onboarding.
And just for people who don't know, road crew's our customer service team.
Their main role is for support. If anyone wants to know how to do something, or there's anything that they feel like it's not quite right. So sometimes people will come to us and it's a road crew query, so we'll work with road crew to make sure that they can pick that up and the customer doesn't feel like, oh, we've been forgotten about. They feel like they're in a constant flow of communication. And then in terms of onboarding, what we'll always do when a customer ends their onboarding period and then moves into customer success is have a handover, and it will pretty much 95% of the time be an actual call. So it's really good for success because we get to then meet the customer, put a face to a name, and likewise for both. And then we'll continuously throughout either the onboarding process or through a road crew support ticket, work with that team and get updates with that team. We always understand what's going on as well, so that if a customer comes to us and is like, what's happening with this, we can always give them an update.
I must admit, when I'm a consumer on the receiving end of working with a company, to not have that constant communication, that is probably the most frustrating thing. So the fact that our customers get that from the CS team is absolutely brilliant. One of the things that I think everyone is aware of at the moment is the pace of which technology is changing. Not just from outside of BigChange, but the BigChange system itself. We're adding new features every month, really. How does the CS team ensure that our customers don't get left behind on these features that we add and can get the most out of them?
It's our responsibility as a success manager to understand what the customer wants and how they want to develop in the future. So if there's anything about the system that they'd like to see, they tell us, and then we'll make sure we're aware of that. And then internally, what our team will do is we attend sprint reviews. So as the product team and the development team are working on things and creating new features, we see that straight away, and we see what they're planning to do, why they're planning to do it, and we can give feedback on that depending on what customers are wanting. So we get that straight away, and then we also, and everyone in the team always attends the full company-wide product showcases, which will show us what's coming out soon as well. And then we can go to the customers that we know will be interested in that and offer to go through it with them, help them set it up so that they fully understand it.
So one of the other benefits of you attending those sprint reviews is that you can provide feedback to the product team as well, being the true voice of the customer in that interaction.
Customers will often think of things that we can't think of because they're using it every day in that way. We can use that opportunity in the sprint reviews to suggest that to the product manager, and then they can assess whether or not it'd be helpful for all customers.
Lastly, if we have any of our customers watching this video right now who are perhaps struggling with a piece of functionality or struggling to move forward in using the system, what advice would you give to them?
I think definitely use your success manager. They're here for a reason. So if you're not utilising them and you feel like there's something in the system that you're missing, definitely reach out to them. If you're not sure who they are, if you ring Road Crew, they can get you to get your success manager to get in contact with you. So if you're not doing that, definitely do that.
And there you have it, a behind-the-scenes look into the world of customer success with Lizzie. Our CS team are here to ensure that every BigChange user thrives and gets the most out of our system. If you're already part of our community and you're keen to connect with your CS manager, or perhaps you're not quite sure who they are, don't hesitate to reach out to Road Crew. And if you're watching this, thinking you'd love to know more about how BigChange can revolutionise your operations, head over to bigchange.com. Until next time, remember to be unstoppable.